What is going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as XRP to US dollar. We're also going to be looking at the current coin market cap, as well as discussing an article called Hong Kong ATMs Run Out of Money as Bitcoin trading volume balloons and skyrockets to higher levels. I also want to discuss a very interesting pattern that's happening within Litecoin and Bitcoin. Yesterday, we made a very in-detailed review and analysis video in regards to the fact that Litecoin did just shoot down and retest its bottom support, which was critical, as well as Bitcoin breaking out of its descending triangle, retesting lower levels below that, and whether or not we needed to break up into our descending triangle and hold above. A lot of this information is definitely very, very, very vital to the success and future of Bitcoin, so I highly recommend you check it out and watch it to the end of the video. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and let's jump into today's video. So guys, I first want to start off with the current coin market cap. We'll look at the article and then we'll jump into the technical analysis. Just really quick to sum up what's going on in the coin market cap. Volume is finally coming back into cryptocurrency, specifically the top 10 cryptos all seem to be doing amazing, even the top 12, except for Tether, which is down about 0.8, but staying once again at $1. So being a stable coin, it doesn't really matter. I'd say majority of the coins are up about 1 to 2%, except for XRP. XRP up is 7.7, almost 8%, which, as you know, we are looking at XRP today, so we'll see what exactly caused that little uptrend and spurt of volume we are having right now. Otherwise, majority of the coins are up, I'd say about 3%. Some are up 4, some are up 5, but for the most part, I'd say 3%. So a slight retracement. You can see majority of the coins that are shooting up are pretty much level with where they've been. Some coins are leaping a little bit bigger, but majority are staying in the same channel. So that pretty much wraps up the coin market cap. It doesn't seem to be too crazy right now. Now, I do want to discuss this Hong Kong ATM article posted by BN Crypto. Huge shout out to them. I also do work for BN Crypto, so they're an awesome company. So like I said, definitely make sure to check them out. You can see they posted a very interesting article in regards to Hong Kong residents are reporting that many ATMs are running out of cash entirely. Protesters have been queuing up to withdraw funds in fear that the Chinese government may start monitoring digital payments and freezing assets. Can cryptocurrency provide an alternative? So, as we know that BN Crypto reported that Bitcoin trading volume in Hong Kong recently rose to the highest level ever recorded on local Bitcoins. So they're seeing these ATMs for people to withdraw money and buy and sell things now being limited or running out of money entirely to withdraw their money from. So people in China are finding different and alternate ways of paying, and one of those being is local Bitcoins, which is an exchange for people to buy and sell and retrieve cryptocurrency, specifically Bitcoin. So that's one option that they're going through, and they're saying that they haven't seen volume like this in quite some time now, and that volume may have something to be correlated with the fact that these ATMs are being monitored and running out of cash. So there's an option. Very interesting. It's very nice real world use of why we think Bitcoin could inevitably be moving up in price in the long run. So you can see users are reporting that many HSBC ATMs in particular are empty. There are currently long lines at the machines with people waiting to take out liquid cash. It's been documented that the Chinese state has been following Hong Kong protesters via digital payment habits, so many are having to move their cash into cryptocurrencies. So that's something interesting too. So it seems like people are being nervous, or they're starting to get nervous that the government in China is watching what they're spending and buying via their digital trail. So people are shooting more into cryptocurrency because they realize that crypto doesn't really have that push and pull and power that the government can trail and watch specifically behind. It makes it much more difficult. So lastly, to wrap up today's article, you can see, given uncertainty surrounding Hong Kong's own banking system, Hong Kong residents have been turning to cryptocurrencies into growing numbers. 12 million Hong Kong dollars were traded on local Bitcoins last week, which I think is freaking huge. The fact that they're trading this on local Bitcoins and it's up to 12 million in Hong Kong dollars. A number of Trump's trading volume, even the height of 2017 bull cycle, so it's much higher than where we saw that 2017 $20,000 volume of cryptocurrency. So pretty insane to see major people switching out of. And it seems like that was the pattern. That was the sole reason why Bitcoin was created, and that's what we're following. So when we see that, economic scare in prices and the US or fiat dollar, people start to shoot for other alternative means, gold, silver, as well as Bitcoin, it seems like. So very interesting. Nice article shared by BN Crypto. But, if you guys have any comments on that, definitely make sure to drop it in down below. Otherwise, this article was released fairly recent, 1 day ago. I'm not sure if it has much of an effect on the current price right now on Bitcoin, but I do want to share this information with you as well. So here was my analysis yesterday. So yesterday we were charting Bitcoin and Litecoin as well as the other cryptos, and we noticed that Bitcoin was breaking below once again its its support right here. And another thing I wanted to point out was Litecoin. So here's how correlation within cryptocurrencies help benefit each other. So yesterday we also saw that Litecoin was heading to its bottom, testing its bottom support at $53. In relation to Bitcoin, Bitcoin broke below its support, which was at $8,000. Now, when I noticed Litecoin hitting its bottom support, I assumed that we would not head lower due to the fact we really haven't head lower in the past. And when we did, we wicked right back up and closed the daily candle right inside of here. So in regards to that, the fact that we're once again shooting back up and we stopped here gave me benefit of the doubt and reason to believe that Bitcoin would not break and continue to break lower. We would actually retrace back into our support system. So the crazy thing is this was a very obvious maneuver and a very obvious move. And you can see with us trading at $53, moving up to around $56.99 or $57, there is money to be made for people who are invested into here. For example, if you invested $3,000 into Litecoin at around $53.75 or $53, bear in mind, and sold it at $56, you would make about $200, I believe, per $3,000 invested. So if you put $6,000, you would make $400. If you put $9,000, you would make $600. So even in these small movements like this, even in a channel that doesn't have much movement at all, there is still money to be made, obviously with bigger numbers. So it's something to consider when seeing this, that just because we see this consolidation, the sideways trading, it makes it easier to chart. And when we know it's easier to chart, we know it's easier to make profit and make money because we can predict the buys and the sells. So that is something to consider, guys. Very obvious, very easy to point out, but it's also high risk, high reward. When putting $9,000, you can easily lose $600 just as fast as you could have made it, if not faster. So it is something to consider, but there is major money to be made here. So that's something I wanted to point out. Otherwise, I do think we are still trading out sideways and in room to move up to our Fibonacci levels. I am expecting to see that downturn and that reversal very soon within Litecoin. As for Bitcoin, beautiful reversal that we just saw within Bitcoin. We needed this to pretty much prove that this is a major support, and the fact that we did close yesterday's candle below but started today's candle and shot up above was definitely interesting to me. Don't get me wrong, I was expecting us to reverse or pretty much reverse back inside of it, but we didn't manage to do that. We managed to start a second candle, but regardless of that, the fact that we're now trading back above here, we need to see that confirmation, that close of today's candle within this major descending triangle, and then we can consider to see where it plays out for the long run. But otherwise, like I said, even within Bitcoin, being that we just were oversold, being that we're extremely undervalued, being we're below the high-low MMA, the Fibonacci levels, being that we're inside a downtrend, we're testing out the bottom right here, gives me reason to believe this is what we're expecting next. Something like this. So keep this in mind when getting involved in Bitcoin, that we are still looking for a big jump. This big jump is definitely going to happen. Looking for an $8,000 play to $9,300, inevitably about a $1,200 profit per Bitcoin owned. This is what we're anticipating. This is what we're waiting for. Now, keep in mind that once we retest this top resistance, we're looking for an inevitable reversal and eventually pulling us right back down to that support that we claimed. So have your stop losses ready, because we're definitely going to be seeing that quick reversal right afterwards. Now, how does this correlate to Litecoin? You can see Litecoin is pretty much expected to make the same jump up, and then probably going to be reversing back down as well, being that this is quite a strong bit of Fibonacci levels. Now, I do want to jump into the other altcoins before we wrap up today's episode. As for Ethereum, let's move on to its daily. You can see as this loads up, it is definitely a lot closer and a lot healthier than the other altcoins, Ethereum being completely independent right now than Litecoin and Bitcoin. You'll notice that it is having trouble breaking through or retesting its Fibonacci. As for right now, it looks like it's about as even as its price wants to get, and I'm not really seeing any sort of reason for it to want to break upwards, if not downwards. It looks like this is a coin I wouldn't really want to get involved in and trade for the short term right now, because it doesn't seem to have any instinct or unique patterns that are worth trading. Now, as for XRP shooting up to a level we have not yet seen, let's check this out. So this is huge. XRP hodlers, this is huge, and I'm glad we're reviewing this. So we, as we know, have a resistance that has been trending at around 25 cents for the longest time period. And now just recently we retested this once again, and you can see this ultimately did open up a uptrend that didn't really hold that well. You can see right here, this is the uptrend. We were using this. It's a very small one, but it did seem to, hold on, and now it looks like we're heading up to a major support level, or sorry, a major resistance level. We have 1, 2, and this could potentially be 3 confirmations. This will be huge for the future of XRP, whether or not we can break bullish through here, trend sideways, or whatnot. If we manage to, which I think is going to happen, unfortunately, retest this resistance and pull back down lower, probably to here, and then something like that, it will be quite unfortunate, but that does look like it's the pattern that it wants to take, something like this, falling lower, and something like that, only because this is a resistance, so we're probably going to be hanging out on here, trending sideways, and then could potentially break through. It's definitely an option, guys, but as of right now, beautiful uptrend, beautiful recovery within XRP. I was not anticipating that. I was anticipating more of consolidation into this area right here, but I think this price is only temporary, so I would take profits out before we start to head back lower. Otherwise, that will sum up today's episode, guys. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and I'll see you in tomorrow's episode. Peace.